The Vikings take on the Cowboys this Sunday night at U.S. Bank Stadium. For a preview of the matchup, our Norman Seawright caught up with CBS Dallas sportscaster Bill Jones. Here's that full interview.
Norman Seawright, Cowboys and Vikings, Halloween night there in downtown Minneapolis. It should be a pretty interesting event on Sunday night. Mike McCarthy says that place is one of the top 3 stadiums in the country as far as home field advantage goes.
He would not be wrong in that assessment, Bill. Harrison Smith, we talked to today, cornerback, or safety, I should say. He has the idea that folks will be coming in there in their Halloween costumes, all dressed up nicely, and he said they probably will have been enjoying themselves all day ahead of that 7 o'clock kickoff. So you should expect a rowdy atmosphere. You should expect a little bit of fun in there.
In fact, Coach McCarthy he told me that he has received some warnings from the Vikings organization that they have some things planned inside the stadium in order to give it even more of a home field advantage and take advantage of the fact that it is Halloween night. By the way, I am outside Ford Center here at the Star in Frisco. You see Dak Prescott behind me there. Well, of course, all eyes are on Dak Prescott this week because he's coming off that strained calf muscle that he suffered on the last play of the game, the touchdown pass to C.D. Lamb, now 10 days ago or so. Practice to start the week on Wednesday, doing rehab. They're taking it day to day, but I feel like everybody I talk to fully expects Dak to be able to play on Sunday night. The big question, Norman, is just how much mobility will he have? Will he be at full strength? And he needs to be at full strength because the Vikings will get after the quarterback, won't they?
Yes, they will. And to your point, they are preparing for him as if he will be in 100% because anything less, and they'll be able to adjust to that. But they know what he's able to do with his mobility. They know what he's able to do with his throw, and they know what kind of talent you have at the offensive line and at the receiver positions, and of course, your running back. So they understand that this is not something to be taken lightly, even though that he may or may not be at 100%. I mean, yes, and as you said, the defense is good. They're up there real high with sacks. I believe for league leading, they're up there in quarterback pressures, which is something they preach so much because they want to make sure you can go get your sacks, sure, but if you're pressuring the guy, now he's making unnecessarily bad decisions. He's making some questionable throws or whatever it is. But they want to make sure that is their focus. Pressure him, but also, don't give up the crazy long throws, the big plays to him.
A guy that I've always been intrigued by with the Vikings is number 99, Danielle Hunter, and he's got 6 sacks the first 6 games of this year. I went back and looked up, I think including if you include his postseason games, over the last 41 games in his career, he's got 38.5 sacks. I was pushing for the Cowboys to draft him, even as high as the first round when he came out of LSU in 2015. How big has it been for the Vikings to get him back after he missed all of last year after having neck surgery?
Really, really big. I mean, they've developed a bit of depth along with Everson Griffin, DJ Wanham, but to have Danielle there as not just the playmaker that he is, but the leader to show the guys behind him how to make this thing work. The way that Andre Patterson preaches to these guys, get after them, pressure these guys. Danielle is a fantastic example of that, and so is Everson Griffin. So when he has those two in particular, both of them doing the same things, now you have all these sacks, you have all these pressures, you have all of these turnovers, everything that a defense wants, you have because you have these guys up front like that.
Yeah, in some ways, you look at these two offenses, and they're sort of mirror images of each other, where you've got at the wide receiver position with Justin Jefferson and C.D. Lamb coming out of last year's draft, with Adam Thielen, Amari Cooper. It looks like the Cowboys could be getting Michael Gallup back this week. We shall see. As this week began, he came off injured reserve as far as a return to practice, has a 3-week window, but he apparently looks good in practice. And then the running back position, where you've got not only Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison on the Viking side, but then you see what the Cowboys are doing with Zeke and a second back in Tony Pollard, who's capable of going for 100 yards, just like Mattison has a couple of times this season. What do you think about that, the fact that these offenses are both high-powered?
I think it's going to create a very fun game. I think the Vikings staff also believes that as well. It'll be a fun thing to watch the way these two teams operate. They know that the Cowboys offense, they don't have a lot of red zone plays because they don't need them. You're able to get long drives, you're able to get long plays, you're able to make things happen, get in the end zone often and with command. And that's something the Vikings have been trying to work on in the past few weeks over the bye week. In fact, in the Carolina week, Mike Zimmer had his offensive staff look at what they do, figure out what they do well, figure out what they could do better. Their efficiency, it wasn't great. Like they're able to score on opening drives and scripted plays, but then when you get beyond that, they're stalling out 3 and outs, all sorts of head scratching things where you're getting to the end zone, you're at the red zone, and you're like, where are these touchdowns that we should be having? We're having a lot of field goals and bless Greg Joseph for all these kicks he's had to make, but keeping him in these games. But hopefully with what they've addressed in the bye week and the week before that, you may see something a little bit more, I would say, comparable to what Dallas is able to accomplish. Hopefully.
Yep. The Cowboys, obviously, they're riding this 5-game winning streak. But when you look at the Vikings, in 3 of their first 4 games, against Cincinnati, lost by 3. Arizona lost by 1. 4th game against Cleveland, lost by a touchdown. Those 3 losses by a total of 11 points. We were joking today, they may have played better in their 3 losses than they have in their 3 wins. What do you think?
I think that's not far off from the truth in my experience. Watching these teams, watching in these games, they were doing all the right things, not all at the right times, right? Like they have a lot of talent, they have a lot of ability at every position in every team. It's just they were not synced up. Like the defense is doing great in one game, the offense is struggling to keep up. Offense is firing one game, the defense maybe has an off day. And then, special teams are what they are. They're either there or they're not. But yeah, one play here or there, that changes everything. We're not talking about a 3-3 team. We're talking maybe a 5-1.
Finally, just how hyped up is our Vikings fans for this game? Being a Sunday night game with all the attention on it, and also being Halloween night, I would imagine they're pretty hyped up for it, aren't they?
You'd be correct. They love this team. They love when they go up against a strong opponent like this. I think everyone's aware of what this is going to be between the Cowboys and the Vikings because they understand the kind of talent that you have there with Zeke, Dak, CD, and all these guys. So I know they're going to be looking forward to coming out to see this. And of course, being Halloween night, they will have already been enjoying themselves. We know that. And of course, the Vikings, they do a very good job with fan experience. So they're going to want to cater to that, play that up a little bit and kind of let these people enjoy themselves as they've been enjoying their day as it goes. So yes, looking forward to this one very much.
And such a stark contrast from last year when there was nobody in the stands when the Cowboys up there and played. I think we're all thankful we now have fans back in the stands. Hey, Norman, appreciate it. Should be fun. Enjoy your Sunday night. It should be a fun one to watch.
Hey, you do the same. It will be.
And kickoff is set for 7:20 on Sunday night.